All right, well, it's too windy to go fishing today on Lake Michigan, so I went to Waukegan just to see, go out on the pier by the harbor and see if anybody was getting any kings, but it was so windy you couldn't even fish off a government pier. So I did a couple errands. I came back home and I figured I'll do a video of how I customized my Jon Boat. There's a lot of people that are interested in ideas, and maybe I can provide some. Right now, I have one problem back here where I store my rear anchor. You know, I just have a rear anchor with a nylon rope, and I just throw it in here, and the rope's constantly wet, and I'm going to try to build it up with a platform or something to keep it out of the water. But anyways, we'll take it from here. All right, so I got this. I bought an Alumacraft 1442 for $900, which included a battery charger, some life jackets for kids, and you know, a few other things the guy threw in. And he was moving to Kentucky, so he just wanted to get rid of it. And so it was just the plain boat. So I brought it, threw it on some sawhorses, and started to customize it. And so my bunk is all crooked. But anyway, so what I started to do was I started working on the engine mounts and the wiring. And what I ended up having to do here was, here, let me take the camera off, was because I have that trolling motor and the gas motor. If I had the gas motor, hold on a second. If I had the gas motor in the center, like you would normally put it, when I would use the trolling motor, the prop would hit. So what I ended up doing was I figured I'll move the gas motor off to the side a bit, and that way I won't have problems with props hitting. I could leave the motors in the water when I'm fishing and not have to worry about it. So, but in order to do that, I ended up having to make a extension plate like I did over here, because the mount for the motor only extended so far, so I made these out of a piece of wood and covered with a piece of aluminum, and they're really just held in by friction. I stuck them up here, and I bent this thing, and it just holds in by friction. It's just a tight fit, and it works for mounting my motors. And then I mounted my gas tank back here. I just put some plywood strips, screwed them down there to keep it up, you know, from wobbling around, and I got a ratcheting strap to hold that down. So then my transducer, I just got a waterproof fitting going through the hull down to my transducer mount, which comes up to my sonar unit here, which I mounted on the shelf. And if you could see, I got a little a sun shield that I made out of cardboard and Gorilla Tape. Nice job, huh? But it works. You could get rained on. It's fine. Okay, so for the electrical, I have two deep cycle batteries, and the left battery is solely for the front trolling motor, and the right battery powers up everything else. They're separated. They're separate. And this shelf I made, this is plywood with some trim, and I painted it up and got some stainless steel hinges down there. And this is where my tackle box will go. I could put my tackle box on there, and it's real nice and convenient. Then I took some rod holders and I cut them in half, and I mounted them to the seats so I could hold 6 rods and keep them clamped down. I got a couple of rod holders. I have this type that I originally bought, and then I bought these. These are only like $5 a piece, and I put those in on the front and the back for trolling. One here, one there. I put a floor in. It's plywood and it's covered with a rubber sheeting, so that, you know, I got a stable platform to stand on, and you could lay, this is, not bad for fish or whatever. The control panel, I built that from scratch. Okay, that's actually plexiglass that I cemented into a 5-sided box, and I drilled it all out. I mounted all my switches. I mounted that what do you call it, the meter, and I have a 12-volt cigarette lighter type plug, and I have a USB plug on the other side, on the left side. That's a main cutoff switch. So that's good for that. Then I just have a seat here that I mounted on a piece of plywood on the seat right there. And morning. Sorry about the road block, but yeah. So now we got a partial deck up front. Yeah, I started a YouTube channel, so yeah, I'm trying to be a YouTube sensation, but alright, so this is my brother's pedestal seat, because me and my brother and I kind of pitched in on providing stuff for the boat. So this is a pedestal seat that raises and lowers. It swivels, and we got a partial deck up here. Then I cut out the middle seat here. Took all the foam out, cut it out, made a bezel for it. Here, we got a little hook here. Made a little bezel for it. And this is my live well, bait well. I got a aerator in there. It's a pump. And then we got some 3/4 inch PVC. We drilled some holes so it just aerates the water. And I got a switch on my control panel. If you can see the control panel. Live well, fish finder, nav lights, outlets. Here's the USB. I got 1 amp and a 2 amp USB charging port. 12-volt outlet for like my light here. I could plug my light in here. And all the wiring, I used wire loom as it went through to keep the, to protect it from getting snagged up on stuff. There's my fire extinguisher. What else? Oh, back here, like, here's my can. We know what we use cans for. But I got a 600 gallon per hour bilge pump mounted down there, and it dumps out the side there. I put twist lock plugs and receptacles for my trolling motors. Make it easy to take them out, remove them. I have a marker buoy set up back here. What else? I put these little tie wrap mounts here for this what do you call it, lure retriever, but yeah, I got two little, boy, I'm in trouble if I got to paddle this thing with these little paddles, but it makes it legal, and I don't have to carry big oars that take up a lot of space. I thought about mounting the oars to the outside of the boat if I had to do it, but so then here's my front trolling motor. The front trolling motor is a 55 Traxxas Minn Kota, and I made this mount up here for it, and so I beefed it up to clamp it on there. So we just use that as our front trolling motor, where it plugs in. Then my brother's camera mounts, which we use for whatever. I got a light mounted on this, and I got my camera mount mounted up here for right now. I bought these two hatches, waterproof hatches. Oops, sorry. Waterproof hatches. And all I did was we cut this out with a jigsaw. And I use a contractor bag. Hey, beef jerky. Well, there's some left. We'll save it for the next trip. So I just took contractor bags and made a liner out of a contractor bag. And then we siliconed it up and screwed it down. So at least it's, you know, whatever's in here is water, is protected from, you know, wave slosh or whatever. Water won't collect in here. And so I guess, you know, periodically you just make sure it's not punctured or whatever. But I got, like, you know, stuff in here. I got an extra prop. Got some tools. There's a bag of tools. You know, we got stuff on the other side too. What else? Oh, and my anchor winch. I mounted it up there on a piece of plywood. We got the anchor rope with a little pulley to get the angle right. And then you can operate it from up front. All you do is release this and the anchor falls. And then you just crank it back up. It's nice. Nice and easy. Another camera mount here. Ram camera mount. Usually when I'm fishing with my brother, he's got two cameras up front. Oh, and then I took an old tripod that I had that broke. The legs broke. And I fashioned a mount out of some plywood and whatever, and actually so this thing could retract down inside here. I just hollowed out the styrofoam. So this is where I can mount my movie camera that I'm using right here. And then it can collapse out of the way. So that was kind of cool. Other than that, I bought a brand new Genesis galvanized steel trailer. That was pretty good. It was like, I don't know, $799 or something like that, plus taxes and whatnot. And then of course I got my Great Lakes Marina launch pass. So that's pretty much it. Oh, and I got a bunch of LED lights too. So if we turn on the power, we can see I have, they're on the dimmer. Let me go get the dimmer control. I have a dimmer for the lights. But you can buy these LED strip lights. They come with a 3M adhesive backing. And they're like, you can get like a 5-meter roll of these lights for like 10 bucks. It's not really expensive. So let's see, we'll put on the blue lights and we'll crank them up. See, I got a blue light all the way down that side and all the way down this side. Okay, and then what I did is I put white lights underneath the seat, a strip of white lights, so that like if you're fishing at night, whatever, you can tie your lures or see what you're doing. Okay, and I also got a white light strip back there, but it's, you know, it ended up being blocked by the batteries and everything, but it gives you a little white light on the side. And also I got white light in the back in case you got to work on something back here, like the engine or the gas line or whatever. Okay, and then on the opposite side of the seats I have red LEDs, and you probably saw me use them in my smallmouth video from a couple weeks ago. And these provide like low level illumination at night, so you could see pretty much what's going on in front of you in the boat, but it doesn't blind you to, it doesn't blind you. So here, we can do this, we can show this too, here. We'll turn on the live well. See, it just pumps that water around, keeps it nice and aerated. So, actually it's probably a bit of an overkill for that thing, but it is what it is now. Oh, and then I got my nav lights, which are also LED. That's starboard running light and port running light. So look at, so I got, you know, I went nuts with the lights, but you know, hey, I'm an electrician by trade, so why not, right? Why not show off my skills? Okay, so I think we covered just about everything. You know, if you got any questions, any tips, anything I could have done better, just let me know. And this is Jon Boat Fishing Adventures signing off, so I can get to work on my little problem back here, keeping my anchor rope clean and dry. So I'll come up with something. Alright, this is me signing off. See you next video.